Hi everybody, my name is Hanieh Saeedi and I'm the Biodiversity Information Coordinator at Senckenberg and the Data Manager at Ocean Biodiversity Information System. I hope that you are enjoying the International Humboldt Week. Today I would like to talk about the outcome of my previous postdoc project. The title of my talk is Biogeographic Atlas of the Deep North Pacific Fauna, which was part of the beneficial project to better understand the biodiversity and biogeography of the benthic fauna along the North Pacific and the Arctic Ocean, and also the future distributions under the rapid climate change. The most important aims of the beneficial were describing the taxonomy of deep sea fauna and digitizing them into open access databases, and use those data in combination with other open access data to uncover the biodiversity patterns of benthic fauna and how they respond to the rapid climate change. Finally, we aimed at compiling the Biogeographic Atlas of the deep Northwest Pacific fauna. All these outcomes are backbone studies to provide decision makers and stewardship with biodiversity assessments to convince them to establish conservation plans and MPAs for the deep sea. The idea of the project started from a long-lasting collaboration between Germany and Russia. Since 2010, we had 4 deep sea cruises to the Northwest Pacific and described more than 100 new species to science. Actually, our data mining effort from 2017 to 2020 increased the deep sea records from only 1,900 to more than 11,000 records. You can see that about more than 50% of the data that we provided for that area are at the species and genus level. Using those data sets in a combination of extracted data from OBS and GBF, we analyzed more than 17,000 species of marine fauna along the Northwest Pacific and adjacent Arctic Ocean using different R packages and also ArcGIS. All the environmental layers were extracted from Biogeographic, and a combination of modeling techniques were used to uncover the relationships between the species richness and rarefaction diversity and also environmental variables. The sampling effort, the species richness, and also the S15 rarefaction were calculated per equal size hexagons, and as you can see here, for both shallow water and deep sea. And the highest species richness was observed in the Philippines, even we accounted for sampling bias. The GLM and GAM models showed that the combination of environmental variables in total and ES50 as a response variable were the best model fit. However, chlorophyll salinity and primary productivity were the most important variables in shaping the species richness and latitudinal ES15 patterns in shallow water, and in the deep sea were nitrate and current velocity. We also calculated the alpha species richness and endemicity rate per ecoregion, as you can see in these two graphs for both pelagic and benthic fauna. Both pelagic and benthic species had the highest species richness around the Philippines. However, the endemicity rate in pelagic species was in the Bering Sea, and in benthic species was in the Gulf of Tonkin and also the Yellow Sea. Of course, the global warming is melting the Arctic ice, and NASA recorded that the ice concentration has been decreasing since a few years ago. To explore how this rapid climate change will impact the future distribution of redshift of marine species, we have selected crustaceans and studied their future distributions using STM modeling in Maxent. The results showed that both Arctic and North Pacific fauna will shift northward under the future climate change. Some might disappear from the tropical, subtropical areas, and some might extend their distribution ranges into the higher latitudes. So finally, as a result of a 3-year project, we compiled the first Biogeographic Atlas of the deep Northwest Pacific fauna and published it as a free access online book where you can access using the link that I provided here. This book provides information on highly abundant species in the basial and abyssal Northwest Pacific deeper than 2,000 meters. This book is a guide and review status of deep sea fauna along the Northwest Pacific and can be used as a baseline study for biodiversity assessment and also for predicting the future distribution and diversity of deep sea fauna in a response to requests by policymakers in order to establish conservation plans and NPAs in the deep sea. This is the last slide, shows the varieties of species that we have included in the book, and there are very, very useful information about their taxonomy, their biogeography, and also biodiversity patterns. So with this, I would like to thank you very much for your attention, and I am happy to get any questions, or if you are interested to know about our project and ongoing projects, please feel free to contact me, and I wish you a great day and enjoy the rest of the Humboldt week. Thank you very much. Bye.